Good afternoon, welcome back. This is the third of the parts of the videos for demonstration how to construct a pot, hand-built pot. And you remember the last day we arrived at this particular stage where we had the form, quite an amorphous form, bowl-shaped form, shaped. And the clay at that point was too wet for me to continue to do anything with it. So I have kept the form under light plastic bags like that, just gently covered so that the drying process won't be too fast and it'll allow the clay to set up, which it has done. So now I'm moving on to the next stage. And that is dealing with the surface, the external surface of the bowl. Okay, now at the moment it's looking quite rough, and as you know, I don't want anything that's too terribly perfect, but at the same time there has to be some kind of aesthetic about this bowl. So I'm using I cut out little ovals from a kitchen scouring pad, dipped it in water and just took the big drip off it. And I first moistened the surface with the water on the little pad. And then nice and gently rotate it. And it acts like a sandpaper to remove the large goopers and marks from the external surface of this little pot. And the more, of course, you rotate and the more you sandpaper it, for want of a better word, the smoother the surface will get. And it's up to you to decide whether you want a very smooth surface or not. So this is a very meditative kind of process. Good for us at this particular point, I think. My studio has been closed now for a month. And goodness do I miss it and miss my students hugely. But making things like this will help us through the difficult days. The marks on the surface, which I quite like. I'm quite happy with that. So continue around. It creates a layer of slip on the surface too. Now slip is just particles of clay suspended in water. It gives you a nice slidey surface. Continue all around there until you're happy with that. The base I'll deal with later on. Okay. So again, reshape it if it has, if the motion of dealing with the surface has pushed it out of shape on you. Okay. So decoration, I have just had an idea that I will decorate the surface of this, and I have rolled out some fairly fine coils. I took a small piece of clay like this and just rolled it out between on the flat of my hand like that until I got nice, neat, thin coils. So I'm going to make some surface decoration with them. Now the surface at the moment is quite sticky, so there's no need to put any extra slip or indeed to score. So I'm just going to, again, see where they go, see what kind of shapes I can make with them. And let them be relatively random. and interesting. I hope I've done enough of them. So see what you feel. This is very much a suck it and see kind of pattern. I think it's going to be nice. I'm always optimistic, you notice. Nail marks in it. Maybe if I go this way. And all you need to do is, every now and again, just touch the coil to the clay and it sticks. So it's quite easy to make the shapes. Gosh, I have enough. That's great. I wasn't sure whether I had to have enough of these little coils at all. I think I'll use the slightly larger one there. Now we'll come from there to there and do some kind of a little twist to that bit there. Maybe a little coil in there, look. Actually, the ends of these coils are beginning to dry already. Okay, so now, how's that? It's fun, isn't it? I like that. Okie dokie. So now you might say, well, that's nice. Now what are you going to do next? Well, I have got some colours. I am using nano stains. Now, these nano stains come in powder form in little containers like that, and you mix them with slip to suspend the powder in the slip and paint them on. And I have some colours prepared here this morning. I've got a blue. We see that. I'll just move that over a little there. I've got a blue, a dusky pink, and a purple. So I put the powder into a little bit of slip, which is liquid clay, and I mix them. And I've got a series of brushes here from my portrait painting. Actually, I use these for painting portraits because they're very nice and fine. And I'm just going to see what I want to do with those. Now, I may, let me see. Actually, I'm going to paint the negative spaces. I'm going to colour the negative spaces, and I'm going to leave the coils white. So with a size 3 brush, if I can find my size 3, well, I'll settle for a size 4. I'm going to start painting in between. So there's the consistency of my nano color. With the slip, it's like cream. Okay, now. So the first thing I did was to paint a coil. I thought this mightn't be as easy as I thought, but I'm going to paint in there. Now I can remove, if I make a mess, I can, you know, and I've hit a coil. This is not going to be the easiest thing in the world. I may decide to paint the coils later. So we'll relax into that now. Any part I get the blue paint onto the coils, I can always remove it with some water in a minute. Now I can get a narrower brush. I have it right down to 0 to get in between some areas here where the coils are closer together. And I'm only going as far as the edge there. I'm not going too close to the base of those lines as well. I have overshot my color from the negative space, will now be picked up on the slip. It will slightly color the slip, which is fine. I like that look. And it will look neater than it did before I applied the slip. And it'll help to unify the surfaces. We'll have to turn this the other direction now as well and try not to get it on the negative areas. Of course, this is the way we'll be looking at this pot from this direction. I want to sing along with the tunes and resisting it beautifully. Now, see, it's neatened it up quite a bit. I bet you thought it was untidy looking. I did anyway. And it dilutes those marks that I have on these curls. This video might be getting a little bit long now. So I'll continue the whole way around and apply the white slip, the porcelain slip, to the rest of the pot. And I'll leave it for that then, and we'll come back again tomorrow and have a look at what else we might like to do with it. I have an idea in my mind that I'll put some, that I'll incise. I have a nice little needle tool here, which is this one. And I just, when these areas are dry, I just might start putting marks into those areas, maybe more scribbles actually, or for contrast I might put lines, or I might do lines in the blue area and scribbles maybe in the pink area and some other texture in the purple area, and see how that works out. Because I want to show you quite a few different marks that can be made on the surface for this one. So for the moment, I'll leave it at that. Take care, mind yourselves, and keep well, and look out for